Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're going to teach how you're going to use MySQL Python. So let's get started. So how are you going to do it? So first, make it sure we have downloaded the Python installer. So we're using Windows. So go on the site python.org and download the latest version of Python. So the latest version, which is actually unstable, is 3.10.1, which is released in December 6, 2021. So after you download it, you need to install. And after you install your Python, go to mysql.com. So dev.mysql.com and download the what you call this one, connector Python. So we're going to use this connector Python to connect MySQL database with our Python. Okay, so I downloaded it a while ago. So what you can see here, going to open my downloads. So this is the Python and MySQL connector. So I already installed them. So we're going to double check in our control panel. So we have already the installed software there with our MySQL Python connector. And of course, we have also the Python. So what I'm using in this tutorial, in this video, is actually the 3.9.0. Although you can download the latest version, which I downloaded, but I did not install it. Okay. Now, let's try to connect now our database with our Python. So before we're going to do that, let's open our SUMP. So you can download the standalone MySQL database, okay, if you want to use it. But as for me now, I'm going to use the, what do you call this one? The SUMP server. Okay, so I'm going to open my SUMP. Okay, on my SUMP control panel. So there are many web server available in the internet. You can download one server. You can download SUMP server. If you want to host your database in your USB, you can use the USB server. And you can download also the standalone MySQL server. Now, for me, I'm using the SUMP control panel. So I'm going to open my Apache and MySQL. Okay, so they are now running. So I'm going to minimize it. Going to open my web browser. And I'm going to open my PHP admin. So I'm going to open localhost. And then I changed the name of the PHP myadmin, which is actually easy to identify. As for me, it's also a tweaks or sometimes a simple way on how to hide the what they call this one, the location of our PHP admin. Okay, so I'm just going to type here sudo admin 123.doc. This what I rename my PHP myadmin. Okay, so this is now our PHP myadmin. So just like what I've said, I name it in zero admin 123.doc. Okay, just a simple way around so that we could avoid some attacks. Simple way, but it is effective. Now I'm going to make a database. So we're going to make a database. Let's name this one as td python. So this would be the database we're going to save our data. Okay, so I'm just going to create the database and we're going to make it, as for the meantime, we're going to use 4 fields. So I'm going to name a table here, a rec underscore info. Okay, this is the name of our table and we're going to put 4 columns. So just click go. And then let's create our first field. So I'm going to name this one as an ID. I'm just going to make it tiny int, small int, sorry. I'm going to make the index as our primary key. Let's click go. And let's insert here first name. We're going to make this for char. And let's specify the length of values. We're going to make it 45. And then we have last name. And it's automatically varchar also 45, the length. And we're going to put here age. And then we're going to make tiny int to just only 3 values. I just click save. Okay, so already create our database name dbpython. Take note with the name for our database dbpython, and the name for table is recinfo, and its structure we have 4 fields: ID, first name, last name, age. So there are 2 integer type. The ID, the primary key, and the second one is the age, and 2 varchar, which is with the length and values of 45, first name and last name. So that is the structure of our table. Now, all we do now is to connect our databases to our Python codes. Okay. So, but before that, we're going to open first our Python, and let's double check if there is an error with our installation, particularly in installing our connector. So just open Python. So what you can see here is the idle. So I'm going to use the idle Python. Just going to open it. So this is actually the interpreter. Okay, so I'm going to type here the import MySQL dot connector. Okay, so if I press enter, this is to run or execute the what they call this one, the this code. If it doesn't display any error, it is okay. Okay, our installation is okay. So just press enter. Okay, so it does not display an error, so it is okay. Now, okay, there is no error for that. Okay, so next we're going to do the connection. Okay, let's do the codes. Alright, so let's open first. Okay, see you in the next video, guys. So we'll make the insert data or inserting data in this database that we have created. We'll already check our installation if our connector is actually running or not. So we'll open our shell for Python. And then we're going also to show it to you how we're going to select all those data. Okay, stay tuned, stay on our channel. See you in part 2.